Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Tattoo Teacher Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a memory spread together, and I have this really pretty kit from Sadie Stickers. It's called Mayflowers. It is still available when I'm filming this video right here, but it's so pretty, and I know it says Mayflowers, but I'm using it in March because I love spring, and spring could not have gotten here fast enough. This is just a really pretty, simple kit. Excuse my voice. I'm got a cold and an ear infection, and I'm pissed off about it, frankly, because I'm stuck at home, and also my hands are not in the best shape because between picking my cuticles from anxiety from all the stuff that's going on in the world right now and working in my yard and just like excessive hand washing. So sorry about that. We're gonna get through this. This week is March 9th through the 15th, so I'm probably going to be saying this for the next few memory plan with me's, but this was a weird week. It just, that was the nature of it, and it just is what it is. So here is the spread in my everyday planner. This turned out really pretty. This is from GP Sticker Studio, and the GP Studio, I need to get used to calling it that now. But the plan with me for this is up if you would like to go check it out. But basically with this week, it was the week before spring break, and then also I was going to visit my sister this weekend, and it's also when everything shifted. This week and next week is when everything kind of shifted in our country and the world, so this will definitely reflect all of the changes, but I think we're ready to get started. I've got a bunch of pictures up here, and I'm excited to dig into this kit because I do think it is so pretty. So let's get started. Okay, so for this week, we're going to start with the bottom washi, always. And I'm going ahead and whitening out all of the dark lines and the lighter lines. And I'm going to use both strips. So I started with the lighter one on top. That's usually what I do. And then the darker one on the bottom. This kit is really like light and really pretty. I like it a lot. I do leave just a little bit of space between the strips just because that's how I wanted it to look this particular time. And then for my date dots, I decided to go with these little circle ones with a bow on top. I just thought they were kind of cute. These came in the Sadie Stickers Advent box, but I do think that she has either brought them back for a $2 Tuesday, or I'm sure she will, because I thought these were really cute. But as you can see, I put down the wrong dates. I tend to do this. Put them in the wrong spot. So we got it fixed though, pretty quickly. The one on Wednesday did kind of hang off the sticker a little bit, but it's fine. Like once it's down on the page, you can't even tell. So for headers, I went with these really light blue. It's almost like a periwinkle blue. I thought that just looked really pretty, dainty. Since this artwork and the photographs and everything are really like really simple and dainty, I wanted to keep the bow headers simple too. I should say headers, not just bow headers. There is another full set of headers in the kit itself. So moving on to the sidebar over here, I went ahead and got rid of the hexagon, which I did get a glimpse into the new life planner through the sneak peeks on the website, and it's gone. There's a calendar up there, but that's going to be so much easier to cover up. I really like the new designs from what I can see. I've only seen like a few sneak peeks, but I'm excited about the new planners and the new teacher planner. So I'm just setting up my journaling section over here on this side. I'll come back to that at the end. And then we're going to go on to Monday. So I'm just pulling in a couple of pictures here that I see that I wanted to use, although I didn't get to use the tree one. I was going to use that to show like the trees are blooming and stuff, but I just either forgot to use it or didn't have room for it. So I did have a video that went up this week that was my sunflower soiree. It was a beautiful spread. And then above that, I wanted to mark that I hit 8,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is so exciting. My goal, I don't know if I've actually said this out loud before, but my goal for this year is to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. And I kind of feel like I'm on track for that. I'm hopeful, but who knows? If I get it, I get it. If I don't, it's okay too. And then above that, I just put that I did some yard work and that it's finally warm enough to actually get out there. I really like working in my yard. It's kind of therapeutic in a way, just to be like digging and just like fixing things, and you actually get to watch like what you do come to fruition. It's kind of nice. And then on Tuesday here, I'm just making a note that the corona panic really began on this day in my particular town. And it wasn't really like worry about the virus. It was more about the buying panic that we've all experienced at this point. And I put a note up there that I never thought anything about it on this day. Like, I really was still being very dismissive of the whole thing. I was in denial. I can see that now. But at this time, I just wasn't taking it as seriously as I probably should have. And then above that, I have a new podcast that I started listening to. It's really fun. It's like 30-minute episodes, and it's like they act out a true crime story. It's usually like a mashup of multiple stories, but it's like actors doing it, and then you get to guess at the end who committed the crime. And I've only been right, I think, twice, and I've listened to like 10 episodes. It's kind of hard. You have to be very careful and listen to everything. Let's move on to Wednesday. So I did my first mow of 2020. I didn't get to do any mowing last year, or maybe a couple times. But then I broke my wrist in June, and I had to hire someone to take care of my yard for the rest of the summer. So I really like mowing. Again, it's just like that instant gratification and stuff. But I also made a note here that I checked in with my mom and dad, and they were in New Mexico at this time. It was their spring break, so I was still at school during this time. And then on Thursday here, I have a little Bitmoji of myself, and I'm going to make a note here in a second that I finally grasped what was going on and decided to start prepping, but it was too late because everyone in my town went and bought everything. So the stores were out of what I needed, and this is when the panic started to kind of settle in to the city and to a little bit in me. I never really got like too worried about it at this point in time. I was just kind of observing everything, but that panic is like, it's contagious. So in the next week, it definitely like settled into me a little bit, but for this week, I was still just kind of like observing all of it. And you'll see in a minute, I had planned a trip to Dallas to visit my sister, and I took off this morning on Friday to prep for my trip to just run errands and stuff. And so I got to school late, and my friend Kat had brought me some toilet paper and some cleaning spray, which I thought was hilarious. And then, because at this point we were still kind of making jokes about stuff, but then we had the rest of the day kind of like thrown together to prepare if we didn't come back after spring break, because this was when it was still like a question of maybe. And even then I was like, are we really doing this? Is this really happening? Like, I still was not like accepting it. So then on Saturday morning, I got up early and I decided to go, but I kind of knew that I was just going to play it by ear. And we had already canceled like most of our plans anyway. So I'm just kind of cutting up some pictures here that I'm going to include, because most of this day is just pictures at this point. But on the way there, so it takes me about 6 hours, depending on traffic, 5 to 6 hours to get to Dallas and from where I live. So I had some time to listen to This Podcast Will Kill You, which I like that podcast anyway, but they had a special episode on the coronavirus, which now I know that that's like a set of viruses. It's not like one, it's like a class of viruses or something like, I don't know what the right word is, but a group like H1N1 and things like that. No. What is it? SARS. That was a coronavirus. So this is just another version of a coronavirus. Anyway, that was super informative. And then since then, they've come out with like a huge series on it. So I haven't listened to them yet, but I have them downloaded and ready to go. And then I also have a note here that I made my first trip to Buc-ee's. And I was very thrown off because, first of all, it's a huge place anyway, but it was packed with people. And that's when I was like, I kind of had a realization where I was like, this is weird. And then that afternoon, my sister needed to get out of the house, so we went to go get pedicures. And then that evening, we just went home and like made Dr. Pepper floats and watched Hunters. I love that show. And then the next day, we decided to, like, the town was kind of like encouraging shopping small because I think they kind of knew that things were going to shut down. And so we went to some different neighborhoods that had like little shopping centers, and we went and shopped small. And I took this picture of my nephew. This funny store had turned their little vending machine, like claw machine, into a toilet paper machine, which I thought was hilarious. And then we also, I was super tired this day. We slept in and I had a nap too. Like I fell asleep on the couch while we were watching more Hunters. And then we had a little bit of bubble time. You can see my nephew there. He was chasing bubbles outside. It was really cute. He's kind of obsessed with bubbles. And then at the same time, we FaceTimed with my parents. They had made it back home. And so we were FaceTiming with the whole fam. And then over here in my journaling section, I put, whoa, things with COVID-19 escalated very quickly. Maybe I shouldn't have traveled to Dallas, but I can't say I regret it. We were safe and together. And my favorite moment was checking in with family. So like I mentioned earlier, things did change over the course of the time that I was there, but I do feel very confident about the things that we did, and I am super, super grateful for the time that I had with my family before we kind of hunkered down into self-isolation. All right, here's the finished spread, and it's just so soft and calming considering this week was like pretty insane. So I'm really glad that I kind of chose this kit for this week and that purpose, because it really fits how I wanted to feel through this week. The next week, of course, things got a lot more heightened, and then the week after that as well. So we'll see how the other spreads work out, but I really enjoyed putting this together and kind of reminiscing on the week and really just kind of processing too, because I hadn't really stopped to think about a lot of these things. You know, they just happened and you didn't really have time to stop and think. But that's what I love about these memory spreads, is they let me like process through things, and I'm creating like my mini scrapbook. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this plan with me, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!